Lomba uchitosopola. Uchitogazela. Silver Power. Mojo Energy Drink. Finishing in Mojo.
Welcome to the world of Mastering the Craft. The show that gives you the best of both worlds, giving you insight on skills that are making waves in the 21st century. With your host, Mulenga Chipampe, you will definitely be educated,
how to balance light, and how to,
entertained.
I feel like I just did nice.
No, can you see me and you're almost,
and laugh your way through this 13-episode journey.
Welcome to the show, Andy.
Catch Mastering the Craft every single Monday at 18 hours exclusively to Diamond TV, where television is reinvented.
Hi, this is Faith of Faith Beat and you... Hi, this is Faith Beat.
Hi, this is Andy Amazon, the portrait guru.
Catch me on Mastering the Craft with Mulenga.
On Diamond TV, the #1 Z channel. Vishtika, muzira che. Yeah.
We've all seen funny videos on the internet, like this one.
Hold on, what all that thoughts? Nizaku pass, I can sagire dalamave. Give me chance. Because I'm going to be a phone 6 koloko, my money. 4 koloko, my money. Nizi bandari na Congole, pass a chance from one hour mzauka bonifayana.
Or this one.
Ngamwala umfwa amaka ukupwa, urunshingwa, ichizwizwi, ukupempenuka napa shiringire, kabiri no kutusaila pakupema, nishmukwai, nimpia feta mukwete.
Ah, and this one. This one, and this one, and this one, and this one. Yeah, there's a lot of funny videos. These videos bring us together in laughter with friends and family. So, how about winning a cool 5P for having the funniest TikTok? Well, on this new show, Fun with Fam, you will send us a funny video of yourself with friends and family. 5 videos will be played on each show. The public votes for the funniest, and the one with the most votes, this 5P nyangena. Send your funny videos now on WhatsApp to 5 videos will be played on each show. The public votes for the funniest, and the one with the most votes, Nish 5P nyangena. Fun with Fam. Winning money while having fun with the fam.
Welcome to the action. Opportunity at the
Hi, I'm DJ Drogba. On average, almost 250,000 people die on the road in Africa each year. As a proud African, this breaks my heart knowing that so many deaths could have been avoided. So when you're on the road, follow these safe steps and help save lives. Multitasking whilst driving is dangerous. Never take your eyes or attention off the road. Keep both hands on the steering wheel at all times. Don't eat or drink. Leave your mobile phone alone. Stay focused and keep the music down. So when you're on the road, follow these safe steps and help save lives. We all have a role to play in road safety. Together, let's make Africa's road safer.
We live in a global village. This is to say what happens to one nation directly or indirectly affects the rest of the world. For example, how did the COVID-19 pandemic that started very small reshape the world? How do trade wars between two countries affect the rest of the globe? On People and the State, Andrew Mwansa speaks to political leaders, entertainers, civil society organizations, cultural icons, and ordinary citizens across the world who are shaping both domestic and foreign policy. The show will give you insights about events happening around the world.
We're looking at the state of governance in Botswana. To join me discuss this very important topic is Honorable DUMELANG SALESHANDO, leader of the opposition in Botswana and vice president of the opposition there. Honorable, I hope you can hear me now.
Now you are nice and clear.
Very well. Let's begin off with the trip that you undertook to this country, Zambia. Now, we do know for a fact that you did accompany Dr. Masisi to attend the inauguration of President of the Republic of Zambia, His Excellency Hakainde Hichilema. Now, there's controversy that erupted after you're coming into Zambia to whether the invitation was sent to you by Dr. Masisi or perhaps it was sent to you by President Hakainde Hichilema. What is the correct position, Honorable?
Well, look, I received my invitation from the Office of the President in Botswana. I was invited to be part of the President's delegation to Zambia for the inauguration of the new President. And I gladly accepted the invitation. For me, it really didn't matter whether the incoming government in Zambia had also made a request that I be part of the delegation. That for me was not the big issue because in the case of Botswana, it's not totally uncommon for a leader of the opposition to be invited to be part of a presidential delegation to another country. But what was uncommon was seeing leaders of opposition parties from within SADC in Zambia in large numbers. I met quite a number of my counterparts, if I may use that word. I met quite a number of my counterparts from opposition parties in Zambia, or who were in Zambia for the inauguration, and they lead opposition parties from different SADC countries.
Well, quite interesting there. But let's also, take the conversation to your trip in Zambia. What lessons did you learn, for the trip you are in Zambia? I do know for a fact that you are an opposition leader there in Botswana, attending the swearing-in of one that comes from the opposition, that was Hakainde Hichilema, who had been in opposition then for over 15 years. What are the lessons you pick from the Zambian elections?
The lesson from the Zambian election is that it's possible. It's possible for an opposition party to win a difficult election. Difficult in the sense that in the African terrain, in the African neighborhood, free and fair elections are a rare phenomenon. I've read about the difficulties that you go through if you are an opposition leader in Zambia. Sometimes your plane not allowed to take off when you meant to go and address a campaign rally. We go through that in Botswana. It's very common in Botswana for the opposition leader to be harassed when they want to carry out a just normal campaign. We don't have party funding, political party funding in Botswana. So it's a very expensive undertaking, and government has retained that because it works for the incumbents. The ruling party uses the might of incumbency, which involves state resources. The president and the vice president campaigns with presidential jets and as well as military planes all over the country. They dominate the official newspaper, the Daily News, which has the highest circulation in the country and goes for free. They dominate Radio Botswana, which has the widest coverage. They dominate Botswana Television, which also has the widest coverage. So it's their message that want to reach the voter and not from the opposition side. But the message coming out of Zambia is even with all these hurdles, even with the desire sitting down, tamper with the process, basically to rig elections, you can win. And I think that's great motivation for other opposition leaders within our region.
Let's begin. Let's talk about the fact that, I was looking at some of the papers in your country today, and the president seems to be very under siege. You are mounting pressure, you as the opposition, and you've promised and threatened to move a motion of no confidence on President Masisi. Why?
Well, look, firstly, I think when you talk about Botswana, I know a lot of the time we get a lot of positive accolades, and a lot of it is there's historical context to it. Okay, Botswana chose multi-party democracy in the mid-60s when other countries, such as your own country, Zambia, were not necessarily too keen to pursue multi-party democracy. Botswana was surrounded by minority regimes, South African apartheid to the south, and then to the west we had Namibia, the two longest borders that we had. So with our commitment to multi-party democracy, we were the good boys in the region. Because of the darkness in our neighborhood, our little flickering light was overplayed and termed the shining example of Africa. But the truth is, we have a very weak democracy, and a sitting head of state can easily take advantage of the weaknesses that we have in our democracy. The way President Masisi has handled the COVID-19 pandemic is, for lack of a better word, scandalous. Botswana is possibly the best resourced country in the region. If you look at our budget, we have the resources to have gone out to procure vaccines, but we set back. Our vaccination process is very slow. Our health system is on its knees. The burden of the virus is amongst the highest in Botswana. So, and in the midst of all this, the office of the president has taken the responsibility to be in charge of procurement for COVID-related expenses. They don't allow for open competitive tendering process. The office of the president directly awards tenders to those who are politically connected. We've blown up over 2.5 billion pula already in COVID expenses, but there's nothing to show for it. The vaccine is only coming through drips and drabs, and in the main, we're depending on donations. The health sector is still in a bad stage. We don't have enough critical care beds. In the not too distant past, we are even running out of oxygen. For such a small population with the resources we have, we believe that the president's record has been nothing but a disaster.
Yeah, but also, don't you think this is just purely political semantics that will not go anywhere? This is purely political rhetoric. You threatening that you move a motion to have a vote of no confidence in the president, because looking at the numbers that you have in your as opposition in the House, they're very minimal. To oust the president. Is this really pure political semantics?
Well, firstly, the opposition in Botswana, as at the last election, secured about 46% of the total votes cast. With 46% of the votes cast, we owe it to those who gave us the privilege to serve in the National Assembly, to be the voice of reason, not to be intimidated by the tyranny of the majority, but to state the facts as we see them. the crafters of the Botswana Constitution did anticipate that there may be a time when a president behaves in a delinquent manner, as President Masisi has been behaving. And there are many examples of that. One example was talk about the escalating corruption recently in Botswana was after President Masisi announced that his government has taken